Malaysia's engineer shortage, a national crisis in the making. By Azlan Adnan. Malaysia is in the grip of an escalating engineering shortage, a structural imbalance that threatens not only infrastructure development, but also national ambitions in energy transition, smart manufacturing, digital economy, and regional competitiveness. While policymakers have occasionally acknowledged the issue, few seem to grasp the scale or implications of this shortfall. The numbers, when examined, are sobering, and the consequences far-reaching. The scope of the crisis. According to the Board of Engineers Malaysia, BEM, the country needs at least 50,000 new engineers annually to meet development and industry demands. Yet, as of 2025, the annual output of engineering graduates hovers around 25,000, with fewer than half going on to register with the BEM. Even more alarming is the steep attrition rate. Many trained engineers shift to unrelated fields due to low starting salaries, limited career mobility, or the lure of better opportunities abroad. The Malaysian Employers Federation, MEF, and Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers, FMM, have repeatedly sounded the alarm over severe shortages in technical and engineering talent. The mismatch is not merely numerical, but qualitative. Many graduates lack the industry-specific skills, experience, or certifications required in high-demand sectors. In other words, even the engineers we do produce often don't fit the bill. A breakdown by discipline. The shortfall is not uniform across all engineering domains. The most critical gaps are observed in the following areas. Civil and structural engineering, in high demand due to ongoing infrastructure projects, including flood mitigation systems, highways, and urban transit, such as the MRT3. However, experienced talent is scarce, particularly in geotechnical and coastal engineering. Mechanical engineering, power generation, oil and gas, and HVAC sectors report a deficit of experienced mechanical engineers. The energy transition and move towards green building certifications have only widened the talent gap. Electrical and electronic engineering. Despite being Malaysia's backbone for manufacturing, the E&E sector suffers from a chronic skills gap. Shortages in semiconductor and integrated circuit IC design engineers are particularly acute, hurting Malaysia's competitiveness in high-value downstream manufacturing. Telecommunications and network engineering. With 5G rollout and digitalization in full swing, demand has surged. However, a lack of hands-on expertise in fiber networks, IoT systems, and RF engineering is limiting capacity. Software and systems engineering. Technically not always under BM purview, software engineering overlaps with electrical engineering in automation, embedded systems, and cybersecurity, all of which face dire shortfalls. The World Bank notes Malaysia has one of the lowest ratios of software engineers per capita among middle-income nations. Chemical and environmental engineering. Talent here is vital for ESG goals and water treatment, but remains undervalued, underpaid, and often underutilized. And Malaysia's drive towards green tech and climate resilience makes this deficit especially concerning. Aeronautical and aerospace engineering. Despite Malaysia's role in the global MRO, maintenance, repair, and overhaul supply chain, there are too few trained aeronautical engineers to meet commercial and defense sector needs. This is compounded by a lack of postgraduate R&D pathways. Mechatronics and robotics. Integral to IR 4.0, these hybrid roles are in explosive demand, but most local graduates lack hands-on experience or multidisciplinary training across electrical, mechanical, and programming domains. Causes and systemic failures. Several systemic issues fuel this crisis. Brain drain. Talented engineers often migrate to Singapore, the Middle East, or Europe, attracted by better pay, research opportunities, and job prestige. Malaysia loses thousands of engineers annually this way. Low starting salaries. Fresh engineering graduates in Malaysia earn between 2,500 and RM 3,000, barely enough to sustain life in Klang Valley or Johor Bahru. Many opt instead for better-paying jobs in sales or finance. Lack of industry-academia linkages. Engineering curricula at many universities lag behind industry needs. Internships are often too short, and graduates lack the soft and practical skills needed in real-world project environments. Gender gap. Women make up only 15 to 20% of registered engineers. A lack of support for work-life balance, mentorship, and inclusive policies has hampered retention and advancement of female engineers. Licensing bottlenecks. Engineering graduates must complete 3 years of structured training and pass a rigorous examination to become professional engineers, IR. Many find the process too bureaucratic or lack access to mentorship from existing IR holders, creating a bottleneck in senior engineering capacity. Why this matters. Without engineers, there is no development. Roads remain unbuilt, power stations underdesigned, factories underautomated, flood mitigation half completed, and innovation stalled. Engineering is not just another profession, it is the sinew of national progress. Malaysia's aspirations to lead in energy transition, climate adaptation, and high-value manufacturing, as outlined in the 12th Malaysia Plan and the National Energy Transition Roadmap, hinge on having enough qualified engineers. Without them, these blueprints are fantasy. Have what needs to be done. 1. Raise salaries and incentives. Public and private sectors must revise compensation structures to make engineering more attractive. Tax incentives or loan forgiveness for those entering strategic sectors could be implemented. 2. Strengthen university-industry collaboration. Curricula must be reformed, co-designed with industry, and prioritize hands-on skills and certification pathways. 3. Expand TVET and fast-track programs. Malaysia must destigmatize vocational technical training and establish short-track, modular engineering pathways, especially in mechatronics and software. 4. Retain and retrain. Programs to reintegrate engineers who left the profession, especially women and mid-career professionals, should be rolled out. 5. Streamline professional registration. Simplify the IR certification process while maintaining rigor, especially for engineers with proven project experience or international qualifications. 6. Reverse the brain drain. Offer incentives for diaspora engineers to return, or at least contribute remotely via mentoring, consultancy, or part-time teaching. Final word, Malaysia cannot build its future on foreign contractors, imported skills, or a dwindling core of overworked engineers. We need a national engineering policy that is as robust, forward-looking, and well-funded as our infrastructure plans. The problem is no longer hypothetical. The cracks are already showing. It's time to stop admiring the problem and start engineering the solution. Word count, 1,225. Character count with spaces, 7,946. References. 1. Board of Engineers Malaysia, BEM 2023 Annual Report. 2. World Bank Malaysia Economic Monitor 2024. 3. Malaysian Employers Federation MET Press Release March 2024. 4. Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers FMM Industry Report 2023. 5. Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia Graduate Statistics 2023. 6. National Energy Transition Roadmap TARP 2023. Engineering STEM Shortage Bill Brain Drain Reversal. Future of Infrastructure. TVET Reform. A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed now seek the skies, and slowly clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again. Its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way for others wandering through despair to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.